Hello, Cindi Hendrickson, who is the leader of the Indivisible Kingwood. Cindi, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Where are you guys? I see you guys are out there in the Woodlands. What are you doing?
We are at the intersection of Grand Fairway and Cochrane's Crossing. Dan Crenshaw is having a paid-for fundraiser at the country club for the Woodlands Republican Women's Group. And we're out here protesting him because he will not speak to all of his constituents.
Well, I heard that he had apparently one town hall with invited guests, but
correct,
no real questions from real people. So, were you guys able to see him yet at all, or you're just there waiting?
We are here waiting. We don't know if he's gone in yet, but one of his staffers came out to take our photographs, which is a little concerning, but whatever. Here we are.
Wait, they actually came, the staffer came and took the photograph of the group or of individuals?
Of the group.
Okay, well, I tell you what, Cindi, why don't you show me some of the signs that you guys went ahead and put together? Who's that we have there?
You want to be on camera? Sure. Can you see her?
Yes, I can see her. Who is that? Ask her what is she doing out there? What are you doing out there?
Hi, Egberto. This is Reagan. I am happy to be out here. Cindi talked about the staffer that was out here taking pictures of us, and we were saying we want a town hall. He said, we had a town hall out here a couple months ago. I said, no, you did not. You had a private town hall event, and when I called and asked about a town hall, you or somebody else in the office said I could join on Zoom, but we weren't allowed to ask any questions. And I think that's wrong. Just because I live in Porter, Texas, doesn't mean that I should be represented any less. I shouldn't have to pay $40 or $600 to get into these events. He represents me too, and I've got questions.
Well, even at that town hall, which I actually recorded, he didn't say much. And the one Social Security person there that asked the question, he actually insulted. So it's quite interesting. He insulted a Social Security person, and he just about made fun of some of the people that objected to some of the things that he's all about. Well, look, I'm glad to see that you guys are out there. Is there anybody else out there that is willing to say a word? Because it's great to see people in action. That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
That is what
we're
talking
see
about.
If anybody else wants to talk.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to find some other folks.
All right, let keep walking and let's talk. But look, let me tell you, Cindi, I am glad for the work that you're doing with Indivisible to make sure that people are. I see guys sitting down on the side. That is great. I'm glad that you guys are out there doing what is necessary to make folks believe that we're not just going to stay here and take it.
No, we can't do that. Would you guys like to be interviewed? You okay with that?
I don't mind.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, now who am I talking to now? How you doing?
I'm good. This is Melissa Perry.
Melissa, what are you doing giving Crenshaw a hard time, Melissa?
I am giving him a hard time because he's my representative and he will not talk to me, his voters.
Well, let me ask you, what do you want to ask Dan Crenshaw?
How can you, as a veteran, do this to our to our veterans? How can you, as an American, let this happen to us Americans? And how could you take my right to vote away because I'm a woman in America that happens to vote blue? It's ridiculous. The SAVAC is one of my big ones, but just everything. I don't even have questions for everything he's done so wrong. And the whole Republican GOP.
No, the SAVAC is a danger to not only women, but to many others. But for women who are married, for those who are listening to us right now, women that are married, the SAVAC makes it very difficult for them to register to vote. And there it goes. I never took his name, so I can and will vote blue. That is a good one, Melissa. That is a good one.
Thank you.
Well, look, let me tell you, you guys keep up the good work and thank you for being out there. That is the only way we maintain our democracy. Those who are willing to put their bodies on the line.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. You want one more?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Interviewed? That's good. Okay, hold on. I'll find you somebody willing to speak.
No problem. Not everybody.
No, not everyone is okay with that.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
Being interviewed?
Not at all.
Okay, here you go.
All right. Hey, how you doing, my friend? What's your name?
My name is Curry Haley.
Hey, Kerry, how you doing? This is Egberto from Politics Done Right. Thank you guys, first of all, for being out there and doing what's necessary to maintain our democracy. I notice you have a Ukraine flag up. Talk to me about what's your deal?
Well, I just feel like that the United States has joined the side of the Russians. And I guess I'm 70 years old, and I was raised not to think that the Russians are our friends. I don't think anything has changed.
Well, look,
and so I support Ukraine, and I think the United States should be supporting Ukraine, and instead we're on the other side. And I'm mad as hell about it.
No, what you want to tell Crenshaw?
Oh, I want him to come out and talk to his constituents instead of hiding in town halls and talking to rich women, Republican women, like he is today.
Now,
he needs to stand up, and he needs to stand up for what he knows is right. Because I know he says he supports Ukraine, but then he just kowtows to Trump.
Now, you also know that you said you're 70 years old, which means you're at Social Security age. What do you think about tell me what you want to tell them about messing with your Social Security, but not only messing about your Social Security, but about these closures that they're talking about with regional offices and local offices.
Well, I mean, I'm mad as hell about Social Security, of course, but I'm mad as hell about all the government shutdowns that they're doing, and they're taking everything down. I'm also a retired scientist, and I'm really mad about them getting rid of grants for science and trying to, put the foot on the neck of universities. So all that stuff makes me really mad. There isn't a single thing about what they're doing about taking apart the government that doesn't make me mad.
Now, let me tell you what's important, because the notion that you mentioned about being a scientist, well, you're a retired scientist now, but there are scientists that are younger now that instead of staying in America and making America great, what they're doing is making other countries great as they migrate to Canada, as they migrate to England, France, even Russia, because of what's happening here in America. So thank you for what you're doing, my friend.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Okay, I might have one more.
Okay, Cindi, that is great.
No. I've got nose on this side. Okay.
Oh, you got nose on that. So well,
I've got nose. Yeah.
Tell them, even if they're not on camera, that America thanks them for what they're doing, because they're doing the work of democracy.
Sure. Okay, hold on. I got one for you. Okay. One more.
Hi. But the reason I'm out here, if you're curious, is because I think our congressman should be calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump, because Trump is currently disobeying a direct order from the Supreme Court in a 9-0 vote to return Garcia from El Salvador to the United States. That's why I'm out.
Well, thank you for being out here for immigration reason. Are you of retirement age, my friend?
Oh, yeah. I'm 65. I retired about 3 years ago.
Now, what's your thought on what they may be doing to Social Security, Medicare, and these other programs?
Oh, I think it's ridiculous. They're going to scrap them and try to replace them with a private fee-for-service sort of program. It's going to be ridiculous. So, yeah, I think seniors are definitely in the crosshairs right now.
Well, look here, let me just tell you, what's your name?
My name's William Bingman.
Let me tell you something, William. The fact that you guys are out there, none of these things are done deals yet. The fact that you guys are out there means you have still the possibility of stopping the worst that they can do. So thank you for being out there, guys.
Oh, sure. And it's just the beginning, because we're going to have to ramp things up. Protests aren't going to be enough. We're going to have national strikes. We're going to have people sitting in Congress people's office until they get arrested, that sort of thing. But this is a beginning.
You nailed it. Thank you very much. You have a good day, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Hi, yes. Do you want to be interviewed?
Hi, whom?
Egberto Willies. He has the Politics Done Right show on KPFT. Just had a gentleman walk up across the street and join us, and he said he's willing to speak with you.
Let's talk.
Okay.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going?
I'm doing great. What's your name, my friend?
Vince.
Vince, thank you for being here. Tell me, why did you join the group? I mean, you just saw them out there and joined them.
So I had heard a little bit about this online. I just wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it or not. And so I just decided, even though I was late, I decided to drive out here and just see where everybody was parking. So that's pretty much how I made it out.
Well, let me tell you something, because you just proved something that Bernie Sanders said recently, and that we've seen with all the large protests around the country. And that is, this is very organic. People hear about it. It is something that touches them, and they simply show up. that is the most important part of what we're doing. So thank you for being there, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for covering us.
You have a great day, my friend.
You too.
Cindi,
Egberto.
look, you keep up doing the great work and keep building that momentum for what you're doing, because this is what it's all about, Cindi.
We're trying. We're trying.
You're doing a great job. So anyhow, give me a closer.
A closer. Well, it's getting really crowded out here. What kind of closer should I give you?
Well, I mean, let me first tell you, for somebody who came on to the radio this morning thinking that she just didn't kind of talk or whatever, you're doing a damn good job. Let me just tell you that.
I don't know. My closer would be that we need representation, and we are not going to be silent until we get that.
Cindi Hendrickson, thank you so kindly for what you're doing out there with the Indivisible Kingwood folks. How can they learn more about Indivisible Kingwood, and how can they probably form their own Indivisible group?
Well, the best way to do that is go to indivisible.org, and you can search for Kingwood, and our group will come up, and you can send me an email, and you can start your own group also. If you are on that site, they'll walk you through how to do that.
Cindi Hendrickson, leader of the Kingwood Indivisible Group. Thank you so kindly for having been with us, Cindi.
Okay, thank you, Egberto.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.